Hey, Pretty Girl Club. Today I'm going to talk about humiliation tactics that are often used on pretty women. So, number one is people will try to exclude you. Have you ever been in a social situation? Maybe you're in high school or in college, or maybe you're just around guys and girls, and you've noticed that some people they try to purposely exclude you, or maybe they talk to everybody else in the circle except you. I've seen a lot of men do this as well, where it's like they will compliment all the girls at the table except for you on purpose, or they will purposely try to say, oh, your friend is prettier than you, or so and so looks better than you. I've noticed that sometimes people have a subconscious tendency to want to exclude the pretty girl because they themselves feel like they've been excluded from the beauty standard. They feel like they've been excluded in society. And so they want you to feel that same pain that they have felt for their entire lives. But the way to combat it is to ignore it and pay that person dust and to continue enjoying your life, because I've noticed that some people, they just want you to be as miserable as they are. They want you to feel insecure. I've noticed that a lot of people actually get very triggered by confidence. Men and women can be triggered by your confidence, your self-esteem, your ability to have a good time, regardless of whether or not other people like you. And this channel supports dark femininity, so I do not believe that you have to always be the bigger person. I don't believe that you have to always humble yourself, because it's like, no, why is it that the person who is higher up in the social hierarchy, quote unquote, why is it that we have to always humble ourselves? We shouldn't have to constantly be the bigger person or be the doormat and allow other people to talk down on us just because of the way we were born, or just because of the body that we worked on in the gym. You know, like, let's say you have a nice body. You worked on your body in the gym. You deserve to show off your body however you want to. So yes, if you want to wear a cute crop top or a bra top or some leggings, then that's fine. I don't believe that women should be punished for being beautiful, but I do think that some people on a subconscious level, they do want to punish you for being beautiful because your beauty is threatening to them. Your beauty reminds them of everything they're not. And also, think about the amount of confidence and courage it takes to embrace your beauty, or to, work out in the gym, to spend hours and days and weeks and months getting your fitness in shape, getting your diet in check. It takes a lot of discipline actually to be beautiful. Being beautiful is actually very time consuming. Going to get your nails done, paying to get your nails done, paying to get your hair done, paying for the hair extensions or the hair color, or dyeing your hair multiple times until you get the perfect color. So beauty actually does require a certain level of discipline, even if you're naturally pretty, because you were not born with naturally manicured nails and toes and, a hairless body or whatever your beauty standard is. So I do believe that having a high level of beauty takes discipline. And I think that part of why people get triggered is because they are jealous not only of the beauty, but they're also threatened by the amount of discipline you have. Like, wow, she's 45 and she's still in shape, and she just had a baby and she still has washboard abs now. Oh my gosh, like that is threatening. That is intimidating. Some people who are too scared, or they don't have the courage, or they don't have the discipline to level themselves up, they will naturally get triggered by you, because your beauty and the way that you look and the beauty that you've been able to manifest, that is actually showing that you do have a sense of discipline. The discipline to take care of your hair, to grow it out long, or the discipline to slay your extensions and your weaves and make it look really pretty and make it look very professional, like you got it done at a salon. Some people are subconsciously triggered by that, and because they are triggered by how leveled up you are, it makes them naturally want to bring you down and do these microaggressions against you. Like, they will try to humiliate you. For example, another humiliation tactic that people use against someone that they find socially attractive is they will try to call out anything fake about you. They'll be like, oh, well, you got liposuction. Oh, she got a BBL. Oh, her boobs are fake. Her hair is fake. Oh, her hair is not naturally that color. She dyed it that color. Oh, that's not her natural hair pattern. She had to curl it a certain way to get it to look like that. So once again, they want you to experience the same humiliation that they experience every day. Another thing that I've noticed, and I was talking about this in the Patreon, be sure to join the Pretty Girl Club Patreon if you haven't already, but I was talking about how sometimes when I go into like CVS or certain grocery stores, I've noticed how sometimes the women who work at the stores can like be mean to me. And I'm not saying be mean like, oh, they're just having a bad day, because it's literally happened so many times. I'm saying it like Literally, I've been cursed at before. I've been shouted at before. I've had women like randomly roll their eyes before. And I really do think that part of it is because sometimes if people are not leveled up themselves, they get triggered by your level up. And so you walking into the grocery store being all carefree, you've got your little cute outfit on and stuff, that can trigger them. It can make them feel broke. It can make them feel inferior. It can make them feel like, dang, like she just gets to walk around and be cute. And I'm stuck here working at the grocery store. By the way, no shade if you work at the grocery store. I have worked at a grocery store before. But I was talking about this in the Patreon about how, socially speaking, if you feel like you are at the bottom of the social hierarchy, whatever that means to you, because I think everyone has a different definition, but if you feel like you're at the bottom of society, you're naturally going to want to pull other people down. And I've noticed that this happens with men as well. Like, notice how the guys who are the least attractive, the least desirable, those are the ones who complain the most. Those are the ones who try to put women down the most. They'll try to tell women, you're not a 10, you're a 6. You're not a 10, you're a 3 like me. That's basically what they're implying. They want to bring you down so that they can have proximity to you, because having social proximity to you makes them feel better about themselves. And this is why a lot of people feel the need to humiliate you or lower your self-esteem when you are pretty. Another humiliation tactic that people use against the pretty girl is in the workplace. So this can be men or women using this tactic against you. They will try to make you look dumb at work. And they purposely do that because, don't even get me started on how threatening it is when you are both beautiful and smart, when you are beautiful and organized, when you're beautiful and you have other skills. A lot of people have this stereotype about pretty girls that, like, if you're pretty, you're automatically either dumb or a whore. It's like one of those two things. So if you are pretty and you happen to not meet those stereotypes, you happen to just be smart, or you're organized, and you're also a very kind person, you're a very sweet person, that is like an overload for a person who is ignorant and a person who has never really been around beautiful people. Have you ever noticed, like, you can always tell the type of guy who is not used to being around a woman, like he doesn't know how to act around a beautiful woman? The types of people that will try to humiliate you at work, or they try to make you look dumb and stuff, these are the types of people who are just not used to being around a woman with your level of beauty and with your level of intelligence or professionalism. So it causes them to feel like, what the heck? Like, you don't meet my stereotypes. Like, you are literally breaking stereotypes right now. I'm having cognitive dissonance right now. You guys know I talk a lot about cognitive dissonance on this channel and its side effects. Some of the side effects of cognitive dissonance are residual anger. Even in some cases, people can become depressed. Because think about it. Let's say a guy has always been like an incel his whole life, and he's always wanted to have a woman who is pretty and professional. And then you just walk into the office and you're pretty and professional, but then he realizes, oh wait, I really wanted her, or I really wanted a woman like her, but now I'm realizing that I am not the type of man that can attract someone like her. So that's cognitive dissonance. And cognitive dissonance, it causes a person to have anger, like that's one of the side effects. Anxiety is another side effect. So notice how a lot of times, let's say you're the pretty girl, people will naturally get nervous around you. They will get anxious around you. And I've noticed that not everyone responds to anxiety the same way. Some people get anxious and then they will just, be quiet or kind of mind their own business. But then there are other people who get anxious, and in order to hide the fact that they feel anxious around you because of your beauty and because of like how leveled up you are, in order to hide the fact that they're anxious, they will actually antagonize you, or they will try to deflect so that other people can pay attention to your negative qualities and stuff like that. And also, some people have bad coping mechanisms. So for some people who are leveled down, instead of working on themselves and maybe going to therapy, getting some healing or whatever, instead of that, they want to emotionally abuse you instead. So they want to yell at you. They want to say, you don't speak to nobody. Oh, she thinks she's better. She thinks she's cute. She ain't even that cute. She just got a weave on. For a lot of people who are not knowledgeable about sociology and psychology and mental health, their coping mechanism is going to be attacking the trigger. Or even on this channel, I've talked about how if you are triggered by something, one method you can use is removing the trigger. So like quitting a job that's toxic or, getting rid of the trigger. But for some people who are leveled down, you are their trigger. Your beauty, your presence, who you are as a human being, you actually are their trigger. So this is why a lot of people, they will try to get you fired from work if you're the pretty girl. It's because they are on a subconscious level trying to remove the trigger. They want to get rid of you because your presence in that office is too triggering for them, and it's easier for them to remove you than it is for them to learn other coping mechanisms or to have to cope with seeing your pretty face every day and like seeing how cute your outfit is today, and then you look even cuter tomorrow, and then wow, you look cute even on your lunch break, and then so for some people, being around a person who is leveled up, that is a trigger for them. And this is also why some women can't be friends with you if they are threatened by you. They don't want you in their circle. They don't want you in their friend group because your presence is a trigger. You trigger their insecurities. You trigger the fact that they didn't move up in their career or they never went after their dreams and you did. And so them excluding you and them not wanting to be friends with you, them not wanting to eat lunch with you and stuff, that is them subconsciously removing the trigger. They are removing you from their lives as much as they can because their jealousy gets too inflamed when you're in their presence. Another humiliation tactic that people will try to use against someone who is pretty is sabotage. So in the workplace, this will be things like not properly training you, not telling you who to email, not telling you who to contact, or not giving you all of the instructions that are required for you to do your job. That's one way that people can try to sabotage you at work. At school, it might be like, let's say there's some tryout for a basketball team or something, or there's a tryout for something and you're really good at that thing. People will try to not tell you when the tryouts are on purpose, or they will try to make sure that you don't get invited to the friend group hangout, or they'll try to go out of their way to make sure that you're not included. And that is their subconscious way of trying to remove the trigger. It's kind of like when I told a story time of how I literally couldn't get invited to a Bible study because one of the girls there, she liked the guy who was in charge of the Bible study, and she didn't want me to be there because she thought that I would somehow take interest in this incel guy, or that he would like not put attention on her and give the attention to me. So for some people, they don't like it when they are not constantly the center of attention. It also kind of reminds me of that girl. She was actually an MLS girl who posted on TikTok about the girl in Planet Fitness who had the BBL. So that girl is the type of girl who she wants to be the center of attention, which, by the way, it's impossible to be the center of attention 24/7. But she was jealous that the girl who had a bigger butt than her was getting more attention than her in the gym. Meanwhile, the girl with the big butt, she was just living her best life and just walking on the treadmill. But this girl, she thought that she could use a humiliation ritual against the other girl by posting her online, and she was hoping that people would make fun of that girl. She was hoping that people would take away the quote unquote pretty privilege or the attention that she will get from her big butt, but it actually didn't work. But that's another humiliation tactic. People will try to avert the attention away from you. Have you ever been around a friend who every single time you speak, they have to interrupt you? Have you ever been around a family member where every time you start telling a story, they want to interrupt you and tell their story, or they want to one-up you? These are people who are trying to remove you. They want to put you down. They can't allow you to have any attention whatsoever. They don't want you to get any attention, not just for your beauty, but for any reason whatsoever. They don't want you to talk. They don't want you to tell your story. They don't want you to explain yourself. They don't want you to say anything positive that happened in your day. They don't want you to have any attention whatsoever, because you getting attention, whether it's attention for your beauty or even simple attention like somebody saying good morning to you or something, that triggers them. And so they get annoyed. I know I had a boss at work like this before where she would literally get jealous when I would make friends in the office. Like she would get jealous when other people in the office would talk to me. She would always start yelling once she heard me laughing with another coworker. These are the types of women who they literally do not want you to have anything going for yourself because they feel like, okay, her beauty is already threatening enough. Her intelligence is already threatening enough. I can't have her also be the popular girl in the office. That's way too many triggers. I've got to come and ruin this fun. Have you ever noticed that? That's another humiliation tactic. They want to ruin your fun. They don't want you to have a good day. They don't want you to feel heard. They don't want you to feel seen. They don't want you to have any validation whatsoever. And so those are just a few of the reasons why people try to humiliate the pretty girl. Have any of these things happened to you? Let me know in the comments section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.